Hey, what's up, wrestling fans? The Bat Fry, Kenny Fry here with my boy Cowboy Dave and Adam. Coming up on this episode of the Atomic Drop Podcast, we'll be talking Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown and much, much more. So stay tuned. We will be right back in about 42 seconds. So stay there. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Stay. Stay. It's Fight Night! What's up? I'm the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry. Next to me, we got our boy.
The showstoppers in the house, baby. What's going on, big guy?
And of course, down at the end, we have our boy, Adam Glenn. Adam, say hello to everybody.
What's up, people? How's everyone doing tonight?
Adam the Answer Glenn. No messing around with Adam.
That's
The answer's in the house tonight, baby.
I'll tell you what, it is hot. I'm not talking about us three special guys. It is, the weather is freaking hot, man.
Brutal.
Holy cow.
No, he's too hot.
It's like, that blast at the start of our video here, the atomic drop. It's like sitting your ass on that freaking thing. It's so hot out. Unbelievable. But as we talk about the heat outside, we're going to talk about some heat in the ring here. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and a lot of goings on. A lot of goings on. Some huge happenings on Monday Night Raw. I think there's two absolutely monster, and I use that word very carefully because who knows what the hell could happen. I don't want the lights to start flickering on me here. But we had two monster happenings going on here on Monday Night Raw. The first being the return of Cowboy Dave's boy, Seth Rollins. Dave, kick it off with Seth.
Freaking Rollins is back, baby. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania. I'm very happy to see Seth Rollins. And he gets a title shot right away. I love it. Adam, what did you think?
I don't understand why he gets a title shot right away.
Because he's Seth freaking Rollins. That's why.
Do you want to
Why
know?
would they challenge him? A real champion. You got to make your way up.
You know why? You know why he got the challenge right away, Adam? The championship challenge is because Damian Priest is an idiot. He's a moron.
I
What's
agree
he
with that.
doing?
Well, not even that. He lost it at WrestleMania, so he gets a rematch, right, Adam? So that could be why.
Yeah, but like,
not
why?
fair.
Make him go to the back of the line. You know, he's a tough competition. I don't agree with Dan Priest.
Seth Rollins does not go in the back of the line, Adam. Come on, you know this. He is Seth freaking Rollins.
Get to the back of the line.
Back of the line.
Way up.
Eileen, you're in the front of the line because you are here tonight, girlfriend. And thank you for always being here with us. We love you being here, Eileen.
Thank you, Eileen. So that brings up an interesting point, Dave. You said that like Seth lost it at WrestleMania. He gets a rematch, but wait a second. He didn't lose it to Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre lost it to Damian Priest. So does that forego Seth Rollins' rematch clause?
Oh, it should. I mean, he was the previous champion. I mean, before.
he was the previous champion. Now he's two champions removed already.
Yeah, it's true.
After a cash in. So I wonder if that eliminates any kind of automatic rematch clause. But still, I mean, he goes out there and he says to Damian Priest, he says to the whole world, everybody watching Monday Night Rollins, that he's gonna get himself into Money in the Bank. He's gonna climb that ladder. And Priest is like, no, man, I'm a fighting champion. I take on all comers. I'm gonna show you what my legacy is. I challenge you at Money in the Bank for this championship title. Unbelievable. I'm like, what in the hell is this guy thinking?
Hey, if you're going to challenge Seth Rollins, you better step up to the challenge because Seth Rollins is going to take that title away, right? Just like that.
I don't think so.
The dude has a bad wheel. Make his ass climb the ladder, man. Unbelievable. I'm like,
hey, Seth Rollins has won Money in the Bank how many times? Come on now.
What, twice?
Yep.
And he cashed it in successfully. Is it both times or once?
Both times.
I only think of one time. I can't remember a second time.
Because he said freaking Rollins.
All right, he's just memorable, ain't he? Wearing his platform boots, whatever the hell they were.
Like he said in his promo, he was in the greatest of them all, the Shield.
He was in the Shield, and that was one of the best factions of all time, no doubt. But it's also probably one of the most short-lived factions of all time. It wasn't all that long.
But it was great while it lasted.
It was great while it lasted. Three great talents, between Roman, Dean Ambrose, or whatever the hell you want to call him, John Moxley, and Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, he was Dean. He was Dean here, so we got to go by Dean.
He was Dean here. We don't. We could do it. I'm the Bat Fry, the leader of the Fry Foundation. I go how I want to go. I'll call him Knucklehead if I want to, Dave.
That's your call, not mine.
Dean Ambrose. You're right, Dean Ambrose. So my first thought was when Seth came out. My first thought was, maybe this is going to lead to a CM Punk Seth feud because Drew McIntyre quit. Drew McIntyre quit. Is Punk going to get in the mix here now with Seth Rollins? That's another guy that's very vocal about not wanting Punk around, but it didn't go that route. Right away they nixed that and they went right away to the championship between Damian Priest. I thought maybe Punk finds his way in there and screws Seth Rollins, but we see a little bit later on SmackDown when we talk SmackDown that ain't going to happen either. Punk is not done with Drew yet, so
no.
So what do you guys think of Monday Night Raw? What thoughts on Monday Night Raw? We seen a couple interesting things. The end of the Alpha Academy more than the end of this part of the Alpha Academy. The Alpha Academy is Chad Gable. All right, he's the coach. He expelled them. So they weren't the Alpha Academy. They were in the Alpha Academy. So do we get some new people in the Alpha Academy?
That's a great question, Ken. I don't know. I mean, right now, I think right now, the three that are in the Alpha Academy with, they should go just do their thing. And I think Chad needs to go on his own. He doesn't need them. What's he need them for?
I mean, if he was with them, maybe
he him, but I think. What do you think, guys? Zayn drops the title and leads to Otis and Maxine. Because the way he's talking, I think Sami Zayn might be in that group.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. So like Otis needs to go on his own, but he's like a big horse that pulls the cart, right? He needs somebody to with the reins. He needs somebody with him to direct him where to go.
Maxine.
And Maxine, she doesn't know where the hell she's going either.
Right, exactly. Well, especially Tozawa. Where's he going to go?
NXT. So I mean, they need somebody controlling those guys if they're going to stay together. Those three: Maxine, Tozawa, and Otis. They need somebody in charge. They need a father figure or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know who that could be. It could be Sammy. It may not be Sammy. I don't know.
Well, we could look at it this way too, Ken. I mean, seriously, because Chad is in the Money in the Bank qualifier match. I think next on Monday night, right? This Monday coming up.
I do believe he was pulled out of it.
Oh, was he?
Because of what happened at the end of Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
I finally got to see the Wyatt Six, and the one face that we definitely know who was attacked by the Wyatts was Chad Gable.
Chad Gable, that's right.
From the way I understand it, he is not in that qualifying match now.
Okay.
Using on the internet, people aren't sure, because they thought Adam Pearson would tweet saying he was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would say no, he's there. I could have swore they said on SmackDown, or I seen it somewhere saying that Chad Gable's not going to be a part of that. Now I don't know.
I mean, is he or isn't he? Is the question. I mean, I don't know.
Pierce said Gable is cleared.
Okay.
Cleared. Okay, Eileen throwing it out there. And so here's something about the Alpha Academy. The Creed Brothers. We've mentioned this so many different times, the Creed Brothers, but there was an interesting thing on Twitter the other day, or X, where I don't know which Creed. I don't know who's who in the Creed. There's Julius and there's Brutus. I don't know which is which. So I'm going to say Julius, the skinnier of the two. The skinnier of the two. So I think that's Julius. And but anyway, he was doing this TikTok or whatever, where it shows you what part of WWE faction, what WWE faction will you be in? And it's rotating all over his head. And it stopped on the Alpha Academy. And he's like, oh, like that. So like, is that like a subtle hint, or is that like a foreshadow or something like that? I don't know.
Oh,
But we've been
Eileen
talking
says
about it
maybe
for
the
a
Creed
while.
brothers, so it's possibility.
What?
I said Eileen said in their comment, maybe the Creed brothers.
That's what I just said to you, though, Dave.
And I understand that. I'm saying anything's possible.
All
What
right.
would Gable lead them?
Well, I don't know if Gable would lead them because they're probably pretty much all equal. But I think Gable would be a good. Those three together would be a good faction. I think. As a clear leader, I guess Gable would be the leader, but I don't know if he'd be the. I don't see them taking the abuse.
Yeah,
from him
right,
that he
exactly.
bestowed upon Otis, I don't think he'd step up and do that.
No, I'm not seeing that either. I don't see the Creed brothers taking any orders from Chad Gable.
Now, one thing you do when you have a coach, you do take orders, you take lessons and stuff like that. But the way those orders are given to you aren't going to be the same the way that he was giving the orders to Otis and to Zawa and Maxine. It's going to be different.
So
if that's the route that happens.
Well, Otis is there saying we're done.
Yeah.
Packs up his bags, they leave. Right. I get all that, but now my point is like, okay, so does Otis like just go singles competition? Does he? I mean, does he get the Money in the Bank qualifier? I mean, I don't know. What are we looking at here?
Otis is not. I don't see Otis going to. In the Money Bank qualifier, I don't see that at all.
Well, he won the Money in the Bank. Why he could go back and qualify again? Can he?
And everybody looks at it as a joke, right? So why would you give
maybe.
that guy again? It's just it doesn't make sense.
Or Chad does get cleared, as Eileen said earlier. He gets cleared. He goes and wins that Money in the Bank, contract, and then goes up back to the Alpha Academy and says, "I told you guys I was going to do it."
I don't think you're going to see the same Chad Gable at that.
Dave, you're
Monday
thinking outside the box right there.
Hey.
I don't think you're going to see the same Chad Gable as you did before after that Wyatt attack. I think he's going to be off or something. Maybe he has the same like weird trance that Nikki Cross had, for how many weeks? Where Nikki Cross used to come out there and just kind of stand and stare off into space, and then she'd get her ass kicked, and she just kind of stand up and walk away. It was really weird, man. So, does that mean that Nikki Cross was under the Wyatt's control back then, and now it just progressed into whatever she is now? Abby or whatever it is.
Sister Abigail, is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. So who knows? It's going to be interesting Monday night with the whole Wyatts and how that's going to keep moving forward.
What is that group called again? Something 6, is that right?
The Wyatt 6.
Oh, the Wyatt 6. Okay.
God damn it! I said it already, Dave. You're not listening to me.
I missed it. Sorry.
I'm going to have to start shouting every word.
Hey, there's too much sun got to me today, guys. I'm sorry.
You're touched in the head. You're definitely touched in the head right now. All right, so moving on from that, we had Braun Strowman. He's going to be in a qualifying match, coming up, I believe. But he's the one that defeated Chad Gable, and in pretty convincing fashion. Chad did have a little bit of offense in that match, but not a whole lot. Braun Strowman looked pretty
good.
He looked pretty dominant, and then if I do remember correctly, wasn't Braun Strowman then jumped by the Judgment Day then again? I feel like they beat him down pretty good. Was that this past Monday or was that last Monday?
I think it was last Monday. It was the Monday before. Not this Monday. No.
All right. I could have sworn
pretty sure.
Monday, but Monday.
No. Strowman got the win.
He got the win,
and then he just got out of the ring and left, and let Chad do his thing with his group.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. But
See, I'm not out of it too much.
He's not done with the Judgment Day either, though. Strowman has his issues with the Judgment Day because they did mention it again on Monday night. Priest said something. I don't know whose turn it is now to go up against Braun Strowman. It seems like each one of them have done it already.
Right.
And is Carlito officially in the Judgment Day now?
I was just going to ask you the same question. Adam, is he? I have no idea.
Damian Priest didn't say it, but I guess Damian Priest got overruled. So I guess he is, but I don't know how.
I haven't heard him announce this Carlito representing the Judgment Day. Carlito, I heard him Carlito, with so and so from the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard it being announced.
He still does come out with with Dominic and JD McDonough. So that kind of tells me something.
Yeah, he comes out with them, but that doesn't make him an official member either. Like they're not announcing him as a member of the Judgment Day. Like when they announced JD McDonough, they said representing the Judgment Day, JD McDonough, and
McDonough.
McDummy.
Didn't I say that? No. But when it's Carlito, it's Carlito accompanied to the ring by JD McDonough from the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? Like, do you see the difference there?
Yeah, I see the difference, but why would he be with them if he wasn't a part of it?
Oh, because they're working together. And right now they're like three buffoons. Between Dom, JD, and Carlito, it's like three buffoons running around out there. And Finn Balor, I don't know what the hell he's doing with the whole key card and Liv Morgan. Is he trying to drive a wedge in Judgment Day, or is he trying to
I think Finn's gonna leave eventually.
He's doing something. He's up to something, and it's going to be interesting to see where he goes with that. The way he was able to slide that key card into his bag. Drew calls him out, or Damian calls him out on it, and he's like, I'm just trying to help our boy. He goes, it's in the garbage now, but is it in the garbage now? Who the hell knows? So it's maybe who knows? Maybe he just went for a late night booty call too to live. Like, you know what? I'm going to keep this. Why throw this away?
She probably kicked him out.
Well, I don't know. It depends.
Possibility.
She was looking for Dirty Dom, somebody in jail, and she got Finn Balor.
And she steals his jacket. What's up with that?
Oh, especially the cow print jacket. Oh my God. That's about as that belongs on Seth Rollins. That jacket. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I have one question about that. What kind of friends are at Judgment Day? Dom's trying to get hooked up with a girl. The girl's trying to hook up with him, and they're stopping him. What kind of friends are that?
Well, I don't think he's trying to get hooked up with her. The way he's making it seem, anyway, like she's trying to hook up with him. And
but every time she tries to hook up with him, Priest comes in and messes it up.
Priest, well, so basically, Priest is cock blocking Liv Morgan. Is what it comes down to.
Sorry, guys.
What the hell was that, Dave?
Sorry, guys.
Was that Alexa or something? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I hear voices. What is that? The Wyatt Six is after Dave. Somebody help him.
They're coming to get me.
All right. So Io Sky. She defeats.
I love Io.
Zelina
I love
Vega.
Io Sky. I love her. I think she's great.
She deleted Zelina Vega and Kiana James to become an entrant into the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
If I had to put money on it right now, I'm looking at Io Sky, man.
The first entry of Money in the Bank. Yeah. Come on now.
And,
or you think she goes back to back?
What's that, Adam?
You think she goes back to back?
She could. Why not? Right? We've had back-to-back Royal Rumble winners. I mean, so you look at it so far. Who's in the women's Money in the Bank right now? You have Io, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Yes.
And I feel like there was one more from Friday Night SmackDown, but I'm not sure who it was. I feel like there's another qualifier from SmackDown, but anyway,
I know
definitely those two.
Chelsea was definitely one of them. I know that. And
who the hell was the other one?
Was there another one?
Yes, there was on Friday night. There was another one.
Oh, there was two on Friday night. Okay,
there was two on Friday night, and both of them I think were kind of surprises. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up, guys. Talk amongst yourselves while I look it up.
Adam, he's looking it up. Talk amongst yourself.
Dave, the New Day's done.
What's that?
The New Day's done.
The New Day's done.
Oh my God, the New Day's so done. You see that? You see how pissed off Xavier Woods was? Kofi's like, Kofi took that challenge from Karrion Kross, and Xavier Woods was not happy. He's like, so yeah, they're on their way out. Like I said, they're on their way out.
The New Day's on their way out. Okay.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, maybe there was just one. I only see one. Every page I look at, there's only one that was qualified on SmackDown and one on Raw.
I was going to say, I don't remember another one being on SmackDown. Another qualifying.
I could have swore there was another one. I could have swore there was. Maybe I'm just.
I know Io was Raw, and Chelsea was SmackDown. That's all that.
I thought it was Shayna Baszler. She was in one.
Shayna was in one? I don't think so.
Man, I don't know what I'm thinking of right now. Then.
See, the
I'm
sun's
like
getting
way-
you too.
I'm like way off.
Yeah, did you spend too much time in the Sunday, Ken?
Well, maybe I watched the wrong SmackDown. Who the hell knows?
Anything's possible.
Man, yeah, I could have swore. Well, maybe that was a tag team match too. I don't know.
I think you're thinking the tag team match between Chance and Carter
Yeah, I could be. But anyway, all right.
against
whatever.
Damage Control. That's what you're thinking of.
It doesn't matter. Like right now, so far you have Io and you have Chelsea Green, and out of those two right now, there's going to be 4 other combatants, I believe. I think it's 6. So you have to put your money on Io. Like you just don't see Chelsea Green winning that. But
Well, right now, I mean, there's only 2 qualified. I mean, here's to say. I mean,
I know out of those 2, Io's up there right
Io.
now.
Io, of course.
So,
But like Adam said earlier, it could be Io 2 years in a row. I mean, anything's possible.
But who else goes in?
That's a good question.
so
Tiff time. Tiff
I
is
don't
going
know.
to win the women's Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Well, you have to figure Lyra Valkyria. She's going to wrestle this week as a qualifier match. I'd like to see her get in there too. And see
I
what
like
she can
Lyra.
do.
I like Lyra. She's good. She's very good. Yep.
So I'd like to see what if she's able to get in there and see what she can do.
NXT
with
girl.
ladders. Yep. Well, they're all NXT girls now.
Well, I get it, but she was
Any that aren't.
She was good on NXT. She was real good.
I like the only one that's not an NXT girl is probably Natalie Neidhart. To be honest with you, think about it.
Italian? Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, she's probably the only one that has not gone through NXT. I mean, maybe she. No, I don't think she did. I don't think that.
I don't think she did either. No, that's my
I
knowledge.
don't think.
Or did she? She went through something because her first match was against Charlotte Flair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and I don't think she might have won because she went through. She was straight through the dungeon and stuff like that. She says.
Right.
So maybe it was another promotion, but it was. I don't think it was NXT. I don't.
Or was it that? I'm
Well,
not sure.
We haven't seen the women's champion actually wrestle in a while either. Think about it.
No. What was the last time we seen Bailey? Well, I think Bailey wrestled last week, didn't she?
Well, I'm not talking Bailey. I'm talking.
Yeah, but I know I'm thinking that's the first person I thought of
Right.
as women's champions.
I'm talking
Bailey.
Blondie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this week. I don't know. It's like it's
it's been a while.
All right. So you had Sammy come out. He's looking for a new challenge. He's done with Chad. He's over with Chad. And of course, we had Sheamus come down.
Yeah.
All right. And then we had Braun Breaker come down. And I'm like, this is going to be freaking awesome. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus.
Adam, I have to ask you a question on this. I have to ask you this question. I know I don't know the answer, but I think I know you're going to say. Is Braun Breaker Goldberg 2.0?
No, I think wait. I think he might be like more like a mix like Rick Steiner, but he might be like Goldberg. I'm not really sure. That's a good question.
Okay.
Because he is crazy like that in the spear, which is awesome.
I mean, I guess my question is: are they making Braun Breaker a Goldberg 2.0? Big man, what do you think?
So I don't think they're trying to, but it's definitely going that way. It's absolutely going that way. Like he even said, "Who's next?" I'm like, "Right, shit me, dude. Don't say that. Come on, man."
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, it's he said that he uttered those words. Yeah, it's like, oh, Braun, don't say that shit, man. But him and Sheamus, they laid out a hell of a match. I'll tell you what. So I was impressed with Braun Breaker. Of course, he has terrific speed and stuff like that. But I was really impressed with him. I thought he looked good against Sheamus. Sheamus kind of, it wasn't a super long match, but it was longer than what Braun Breaker's really been in since he's been on the main card. And as we all know, Sheamus, he's not a slouch, and he's in there. And he's a rough guy. He's tough. He's a strong style, as they say in the wrestling community. Right. So it was. I was interested to see how that would go, and I was happy they didn't go out there and just squash Sheamus to make Braun look even more powerful.
Right.
But I was kind of bummed that it was interfered with by that moron Ludwig Kaiser. So, and that basically that gave Sheamus the win over Braun Breaker through DQ, and that got Sheamus a spear on the outside, and then of course Ludwig Kaiser started pounding on Sheamus. Well, then that got Ludwig Kaiser a spear. A cool thing about that was Kaiser came all the way around to the front of the ring to get a running start to try to kick Sheamus in the head. like he did to was it Vinci or no? Who was it? Yeah, I think it was Vinci or someone. I think it was Vinci.
Mhm.
And he came running around, and Breaker seen that. And Breaker came around the opposite side and speared him. That was pretty badass. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
So
where
we're watching.
come from?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the overhead shot of that was pretty cool too. They had an overhead shot where you see both guys circle the ring and then meet in the middle. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Go ahead, Adam.
Where Braun Breaker come from on that spear? It's like, suddenly like that Kaiser got spared.
Well, yeah. So if you watch it, like Kaiser came around to the front of the ring where the entrance ramp is, and he started running to Sheamus, and Breaker was standing there, and he seen it, and he looked, and then he just started running around the other side of the ring. And I'll tell you what, because they had a really cool overhead shot, and it was pretty cool. It's only a matter of time. They keep talking about how he's running, 23 or 25 or 75 mile an hour. It's only a matter of time before they put that like trail on him, like they do with like hockey pucks or footballs or something. You know what I mean? That like that comet tail, like showing off. Oh, he's running, this fast. They just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. We get it. All right, he's moving fast. He's running the ropes, really fast. We understand that, but they're gonna end up adding something to it to make it look even faster. So.
I was kind of like, I like what they're doing with Braun Breaker right now. They're making him look like, he's the guy. He's getting his, but I kind of like Braun Breaker when he was with Baron Corbin. I thought that was a good tag team. I had no problem with that.
Yeah,
so
but he wasn't going to grow past that though. Like he needed to be a singles wrestler.
Yeah, I see that now, but back when he was with Corbin, those two were great at NXT. They took over.
Yeah.
So now that Braun Breaker's doing his thing. Him and Sheamus, it was a great match. Don't get me wrong. Those two went at it, and he finally found somebody his own size to pick on, like Sheamus. Exactly. That's why I love Sheamus so much. Sheamus can put you over. That's how good he is. Which is good. But sitting in the background, there's Sami Zayn saying, "Who am I going to face?"
Yeah. Yes,
who's my next?
He was out there. Yep.
Right. Who's my next opponent? Who am I wrestling? Because I'm done with Chad Gable. Now I got these two. And I think, honestly, guys, we might see a new Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam, and I think it's going to be Braun Breaker.
I agree 100%.
Braun. I love Braun Baker.
But is he defending that at Money in the Bank or something? I think he's.
It might be Money in the Bank. I think SummerSlam would be the better pay-per-view to do it.
I'm thinking Money in the Bank is going to be a triple threat with Sheamus, Sami Zayn, and Braun Baker.
Okay.
Then Braun Baker, then Sami Zayn somehow wins that. Then Braun Baker complains and gets a title shot and wins the title at SummerSlam, which is perfect.
Right. Personally, I would like if Sami Zayn is going to hold that title, hold it until SummerSlam. I'm okay with that. And if he were to lose it there, I'd be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Eileen hopes that Sammy does not lose it. She's a Sammy fan.
Well, she's a Sammy fan.
she's a Sammy Hammy. She's a Hammy Sammy.
But did you hear the fact that they gave before the match? Chad Gable had 6 title shots between Sami Zayn and Gunther.
Yeah, and that's what they said. Pierce told him back of the line there, fella.
Well, Gunther gets his shot at SummerSlam anyway. He gets his title shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah, he got. Yeah, but Adam's saying that Chad Gable had 6 title shots, unsuccessful title shots.
6 IC title shots
between Sammy and Gunther. So
right,
Gable's done with the IC any kind of.
Well, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Like I said, if you're going to give it to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
That'd be a great move. Go to Braun Baker.
Absolutely, and then he could just,
I agree with Adam. I think at Money in the Bank, you're going to see Sheamus, Sammy, and Braun Breaker. But I think Sammy does come out of there. But then you're going to have a one-on-one match between Braun and Sammy, and I think that's where you see that SummerSlam. I do think Braun Breaker is going to win that IC title.
Possibility.
Do you think that, guys? Do you think that Sheamus deserves the IC title? That's part of that Grand Slam championship. That's the one that he hasn't won.
Well, Sheamus doesn't need a title right now.
Not yet. There's too many good people. Get to Sheamus before he retires.
Sheamus had his runs. He doesn't need a title right now. Just
Sheamus, a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree.
I don't like him. I call him Sheamus sometimes. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's got the quickest pin in WrestleMania history, I think, still, right?
Yep. As far as I know, yeah. I don't think it was.
Daniel Bryan, wasn't it?
Yep. He was making
Yeah.
out with AJ Lee and got bro kicked. And that was it.
See, I see. Mine's kind of working a little bit there.
We also had Dragon Lee lose to Carlito again. Dragon Lee seems to lose to Carlito every week. It seems, I don't know.
Carlito getting wins.
So yeah. Then the big thing at the end of the night, we what was the main event? The main event was
Main event was
Jey Uso. It was Jey Uso.
and triple threat match.
Yeah, it was a triple match. Jey Uso qualified for Money in the Bank. Is what it came down to.
Thank you.
And,
No, would you stop saying Jey Uso? It's main event Jey Uso. Come on now, big man.
Lose in the main event, Jey Uso. You mean?
Sorry, Dave. Jey Uso's like the Cowboys. You win during a regular season, but you don't.
Oh, here we
Damn.
go. Here we go.
Woo, Adam is
But
on
he can't
fire.
win the So you probably love Jey Uso. He's like your Cowboys.
Oh man, that is rough, Adam Glenn. Don't be surprised if Paul takes you out of the group chat, Adam Glenn. You are
Adam.
done.
No, actually, Paul would agree with him.
Yeah, but Paul
Hey,
would
Paul,
agree
but he
with
can't
you.
win the big show.
Oh,
Like, he can't win
that's
the
a great.
pay-per-view.
That's a great analogy. So at the end of that show, we finally get the appearance of Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six. So you have who do you got here? Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan. You have
what the hell is it?
what's his name?
Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Nikki Cross.
Yes.
And who was that? The other member.
It was
I can't think of his name. Shit.
Bo Dallas, right?
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas
It's not a
is
Bo Lee.
Uncle Howdy. Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
But the other guys.
You said Nikki Cross, right?
Blonde hair, yeah, little mustache, blonde hair.
Oh,
oh my god!
Yeah. Come on.
We really
Dexter
suck at this.
Loomis.
Huh? Dexter Loomis.
Dexter
Yeah.
Loomis. Yes.
Boy, Adam is on fire.
Where did he come from? Why? What does Dexter Loomis have to do with anything with this?
Adam, if I knew how to do this, I'd switch boxes. That you'd be in the front right here, and I'd be it.
Dexter freaking Loomis. Really? Give me a break.
What's wrong with Dexter Loomis?
I was never a fan of that guy.
Well, that doesn't mean he's not good.
Okay.
All right. So
That's fair.
What do you guys think about how that was presented? The Wyatt Six. How do you think that? How do you guys like the presentation of the Wyatt Six?
Go ahead, Adam.
And they said before they said Wyatt Six. There's only 5 members as of right now, but they spelled six SICKS. So kind of a double meaning there, I guess. Go ahead.
I thought it was great, but not to like end of the show because I wonder how many people actually like seen it because when Monday Night's Raw over, when I didn't see it the first time, I had to rewatch Raw.
Well, so here's the thing: they've been saying, for like a week or two now that it was going to be on this episode, so everybody's waiting for it to happen. So the way you get everybody to watch your full show is put what everybody's waiting for at the end. Almost like a main event, but this was like a main event after a main event. Everybody's waiting for it. Everybody's on the edge of their seat. Same thing with when CM Punk appeared in Chicago at the was it the Hell in the Cell?
Yeah.
Or no, the Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
4 games. Everybody's waiting for it. They're like, oh, he's going to be here. He's going to be here. Everybody's waiting. Everybody waited, watching, and then you seen the little lettering down at the bottom, which usually signifies the end of the pay-per-view. Like, oh man, we missed it. He's not there, and then it kicked on. But everybody was still waiting for it. You know what I mean? So you put that at the end, the Wyatt Six at the end, to get everybody to watch that full show and wait for it. And they had me hooked. That was, I went back and watched it, knowing that they're going to be on there, not knowing when they were going to be on there. And I thought it was done perfectly.
Okay.
Go
ahead, Adam.
During the show, they attacked Gable after he talked, but then I thought it was done perfect at the end of the show. You gotta watch every minute of it.
Yep.
Okay. It was good. I'm not saying it wasn't good. Okay. It was something Bray Wyatt would have been happy with. Okay. Because Bray would have been, to me, honestly, I think you should have did it in the first part of the show, like the beginning of the show. There was no reason to do it at the end.
All right. So now with the brutality of it.
get the crowd going early. That would have really stepped it up, I think.
Yeah. Well, and so if you show that in the beginning, the 8 o'clock hour, usually you can't have the blood, and there's supposed to be scary images and stuff like that. I know in past years, WWE, if there's going to be anything scary or graphic or violent, exceedingly violent, they'd have that after the 9 o'clock hour.
Right.
So I don't think they could have had it on the beginning of the show because of just what they were showing, what they were portraying. Are these people dead people now? Like, because on social media, I can't tell you how many times I read, like, are these people dead? Are they dead? Is Chad Gable dead? Obviously, Chad Gable isn't dead, but he'll be on Monday night. According to Eileen, he was cleared by Adam Pearce. So, but just that question, you can't have little kids watching that. If little kids are watching wrestling anyway, but you know what I mean. But I just think if people are waiting for this and you show it in the beginning, well, then they just tune out. You already have a pretty good idea. You could almost predict what happens the rest of the show.
Right.
I don't think anybody would have predicted you'd have Braun Breaker and Sheamus out there, but you can always go back and watch that. But you want to see the Wyatt Six live.
I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but my thing is, if you would have done it at the end of the show or the beginning of the show, it's just like the crowd would have loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get us. You can always do Seth. You could bring Seth Rollins at the end of the show. It's no big deal. I'm coming back. I'm good. Like, I'm a title shot, whatever. And then if you did this at the beginning of the show, kind of just sets a tone.
Well, and so here's an idea. If they would have did it at the beginning of the show, instead of Chad Gable, they could have had Seth Rollins' stupid ass sitting there with his fancy clothes, with his head bashed in. That's what they should have did. I agree, Dave. Thank you. Good job. I like the way you think, Dave.
Yeah, sometimes.
It should have been Seth Rollins sitting there with his head bashed in instead of Chad Gable in the beginning of the show.
There you go.
All right. Adam? All right, Adam's done too. All right. There you go, Adam. Any thoughts on that, Adam? On anything?
Yeah, I thought it should have been at least during the show, if not at the beginning. It would have been good to start the show off with that.
I agree.
See, I thought it was perfect where it was. I think it needed to be at the end because it's keeps you on the edge of your seat waiting for it. But either way, it's out there. I really like the spookiness of it. I like the way they introduced each character. The way you had Nikki Cross, crawling in, really kind of scary. I'll tell you what, I was freaked out a little bit. Like is that paint on her face? But his actual mask, the doll mask that used to be on the.
Was it a mask on her? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was a mask. You go back and watch it again, you could tell it's a mask.
Okay.
100%.
I thought it was paint. Looked like paint at first.
And that's what I thought at first. I rewatched it a couple times. You could tell it's a mask. Then you also seen some still photos where it gets lit up by a flash. And you can see that it's a mask.
Okay.
And so these are all characters from the Wyatt Funhouse, right?
Could the sixth member be somebody we haven't seen in a long time?
Yes, there could be, and that's what a lot of people have been asking. I think on social media, and a couple of people at work that started watching wrestling recently again. They asked, could this be Alexa Bliss? That's who you're referring to, right, Dave?
That's what I was referring to. But
the sixth member.
But the reason I don't say Alexa Bliss, I was, as much as I think it could be her, and I'm not saying it's not. Her and Nikki have been, back off and on. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if you put Alexa in there, it's kind of a weird situation, I think, with those two together again with this.
Well, I think whatever happened in the past between anybody is just wiped clear with this.
Okay. Nikki and Alexa had a good combination, if you remember, back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. I have no idea.
Good. They were a good tag team. They went at it, and then all of a sudden, Alexa went off on Nikki, screwed her over, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you're going to bring them back again on this? I don't know.
Yeah, does Alexa come back?
I don't know. I think she might.
What do you have two females and 2 women in that faction?
And that's what I wondered as well. Is 2 females in one faction too many? Because you don't see that often. You usually just see the one,
right?
And that's it. I couldn't think of any that had, a couple men and then a couple women in it.
No, there's not many, if at all.
Okay, if at all, yeah. I couldn't think of it. My wrestling knowledge isn't like Dave's. Dave has a pretty good wrestling knowledge. Adam, His wrestling knowledge is better than mine as well.
I mean, the only thing I can think of right now is Judgment Day. And that's Rhea. And other than that,
and that's one. And Dom's not quite a girl. I mean, he might have been treated like one in prison, but I don't know. We don't know that for sure. We assume that. We assume that he was.
right?
He played the girl in prison. So I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, Four Horsemen had one too. Didn't they have woman?
Yeah, well, it's one of the versions of the Four Horsemen did anyway.
Uh-huh.
There's so many different versions of it, but I remember a woman being in one of the versions.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, there's usually one.
Member.
Well, and so I feel like maybe they like when they say Wyatt 6, that maybe that 6th member is that Lantern, is Bray Wyatt. Do you think
Could
they
be.
look at it like that? Maybe
Possibly.
like that's
Sure.
their spiritual leader, and so that's a part of the faction. That they do. Will they go that deep with it? That's pretty deep.
Yeah, that's definitely deep.
You think they'd go that deep with it, or it's just something simpler like an Alexa Bliss? Because there has.
I think I think they'd have to have a member in there somewhere, and I think Alexa would probably be it. I mean, it would make more sense if it was. But my thing is, I mean, what you just said, it could be the Lantern, possibly. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't. But.
And so here's the other thing that I think is a bit of a bummer is Uncle Howdy. You know, everybody knows it's Bo Dallas.
Believe.
That's the problem I have with it. You know, like this is supposed to be something different, something serious, but people's like, oh, that's Bo Dallas. Like, it's Taylor Rotunda. It's Bray Wyatt's brother. When you say Bo Dallas, it's like it takes it back to that comical. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I think that comical thing has been done for a long time, so I don't think people actually realize. Forget about that anymore.
But people still call him Bo Dallas.
Yeah, yeah. But I think Bray would be. I think personally, I think Bray's like he's watching down. He's loving this. He's loving every minute of it.
And I agree. I just don't think. I think character-wise, it would have been better not knowing Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, just as Uncle Howdy, or as Taylor Rotunda. And that this again, I've griped about this so many different times on the show about the internet ruining surprises or ruining gimmicks or ruining stuff like that.
Right.
Secrets and surprise entrances and stuff. I don't like knowing who the wrestlers are and who they're related to and all that stuff. Like if I had no idea who Taylor Rotunda was, and they I've seen Bo Dallas. I know who Bo Dallas is. Bo Leave. I didn't know that's Bray Wyatt's brother because everything's still kayfabe, right?
Right.
And now they come out. You have the Wyatt 6, and this is Bray Wyatt's brother, Taylor Rotunda, or Taylor Wyatt, they'd call him maybe. And this is his brother. And I don't know that's Bo Dallas, and I don't want to know that, but I know that because of the internet, basically. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a bummer. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because everybody calls him Bo Dallas, so that they say Bo Dallas, they know Bo Leave, they know the comical side of it. Yeah. And I just have my biggest fear is that if they wrestle or if they're out there speaking and you start hearing, we believe, or something like that. It's like, that it really takes
you're ruining you're just going to ruin the whole thing. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the WWE universe, hopefully they take it and they keep it as the Wyatt 6. They push the Bo Dallas side out of it and keep him as Uncle Howdy. They recognize him as Uncle Howdy instead of Bo Dallas.
You know how they back in the day, I'm saying that back, I'm sorry, when they were introducing us to this with this, with this Uncle Howdy stuff, whatever. Personally, you know what I thought Uncle Howdy originally was?
Cool.
You guys are gonna laugh at this because he was still in WWE at the time, and I thought maybe it was this guy, but it wasn't. But I thought it kind of looked like him at time, but just he didn't have the long hair. I thought it was Edge. I really did.
Yeah, I could see that. 100%, I could see that because there were some times when Uncle Howdy would squat down, when he did get in the ring a couple times to lay somebody out. It almost kind of reminds you of Edge now that you think about it, and you kind of picture that in your head. You can see Edge, in that costume and doing stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Bo Dallas was not what I was thinking of. And everybody's like, because I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I'm telling you, it's Edge. Like, could be. I'm like, I'm telling you, I swore it was Edge because it looked like I was looking at pictures online, and they had certain shots. I'm like, it's Edge. But okay, I was wrong.
But and that's good. You know, like you want to be guessing like that instead of actually knowing. So
Right.
It's a bummer. Eileen said it needed to be the end, meaning the introduction to the Wyatt Six. So we have all different opinions on this, and which is fine. That's why we have a show. It's an opinion based show, and I understand where you guys are coming from with it, and
I mean, Eileen, I could have seen Seth Rollins in the end. I'd be okay with that. Seth comes out. I'm your new challenger. I'm okay with that. But bringing in Uncle Howdy and the Six and all that stuff, I think the crowd would have really loved that in the beginning of the show to really start the show off right there.
They wouldn't have been able to bash in all those production guys either, or supposed, everybody's saying, oh, it's this guy, it's this guy, it's this guy. And the only one we actually know is Chad Gable, but they wouldn't have been able to bash or attack all those production guys either. You do that at the beginning of the show, you have nobody to run the show.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
So it's interesting, like, and where you put that, how you present it. It does lead to a lot of different questions. Because like I remember back in the day, you wouldn't see some wrestlers until the 9 o'clock hour because they would have some sort of foul language or whatever. They might say ass on TV or something.
Right.
So I mean that could be one of the reasons why it was at the end, but I think it was at the end just because they've been building it up so much that you want that to be your go home. You want that to be what everybody remembers from that show.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else from Raw, guys?
Got Adam.
Where's Chad Gable go now? Because he's supposed to fight Otis, but now with the Wyatt Six, where's Chad Gable go?
Well, I guess Monday we'll find out, what kind of state Chad Gable's actually in when he wrestles in that qualifying match, Money in the Bank. Because, he was all set. He goes, I'm going to find my way into Money in the Bank and show them. And, we'll see what kind of shape he's in. According to Eileen, Adam said he's clear. So, we'll see what happens there, man.
How would you go from being dead to, wrestling next week?
I don't think he was dead.
Yeah, what's so many people online like, oh, Chad Gable, R.I.P. Chad Gable, and something like why are they saying that? Like, he just had a head wound. I mean, we used to see that every week back in the day, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, you watch AEW. I don't watch AEW. I see a lot of clips from it, but you watch AEW. It seems like there's some sort of head wound every week.
This is true.
So,
this is true.
Anything else from Raw?
Yeah. I mean, if I were to grade Raw, I would give it a B+.
I would give it a straight up A. I thought it was fantastic. The return of Rollins, a championship match. Damian Priest doing the idiotic thing and challenge him, but takes balls, right? Takes cojones. He wants to set his legacy up. Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. Who's going to be the next IC challenger? Alpha Academy leaving Chad Gable behind. Chad Gable getting destroyed by the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt freaking Six, appearing. I just think this show pretty much had everything. I thought.
Yeah, it did. You're right. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about it. Freaking Drew McIntyre quit on Monday Night Raw. I mean,
yes, he did.
We now know how far that went, but I mean, it sounded like somebody had a quitter's remorse there. Like, well, maybe I want to keep my job.
I can't do this. I quit, dude. Just leave. I'm sick of you. Get out.
The man, he realized that he's a warrior. He's a Scottish warrior.
He's
ready to kick some arse.
He was pissed because Punk screwed him over in England.
Great way to screw him over. Act like the ref.
Scotland. Sorry, I said England. I meant Scotland. Sorry.
But I do have one question about Rollins. You think he wins the title?
Who?
Rollins.
No, I don't see him winning the title. But something's gonna. And this is why I thought This is why I thought Drew was gonna be off TV for a while. I'm like Punk is going to be like, you know what? That thickhead Seth Rollins, he was talking a lot of smack. Let's pay him a visit at Money in the Bank and screw him over. But I feel like there's somebody else is going to screw up because it's not going to be a clean finish. It's not going to be. There's no way in hell they're going to let Damian Priest pin Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring without any kind of interference or any kind of shenanigans. Something's going to happen, either to screw over Seth Rollins or to screw over Damian Priest, and it's either going to end up in a DQ or it's going to end up in a finish where Priest does get the pin, but it's because somebody else interfered in the match.
I gotta give Priest credit though. I mean, he did say come up to Rollins and say, "Me versus you, let's do it." You know, it's like, I'm giving you my word. I want you title shot. You know, I kind of like that. I mean, he didn't beat around the bush about it. He was straightforward to it.
Yeah, I don't think Rollins wins, but I think it. Someone interferes and it sets up a match at SummerSlam with some of that from his past.
Yeah.
Time.
I just try to figure out who has Seth Rollins pissed off. For these last couple months. Who's on who's in Seth. Who has Seth Rollins in their crosshairs right now. That's what I can't think of anybody, but it's going to be somebody. It might be a surprise. It might not be a surprise.
Could be.
So we'll see.
But I just love when Seth brings up the Shield in his promos every so often. I like that. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, he brought up a good point. He's like, what do you want your legacy to be? It's time that you stand on your own. And he said he made that difficult choice, which he did. He's the one that turned his back on the Shield. He's the one that turned on them.
Well, if you remember back in WrestleMania, he brought up the Shield too. And what did we see? He came out with the Shield.
He came out by himself.
Right, but still, he did mention it, and he did it. So, because everybody in that stadium thought it was Dean Ambrose. Everybody thought it was Dean.
Oh yeah,
Ambrose.
everybody watching too. Like, oh my God, we have Jon Moxley back.
Right, exactly. But like I said, a lot of times Seth does bring up the Shield in his promos every so often.
All right.
Who's to say?
Not me. I'm not to say. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. In a couple of weeks.
I'm just glad he's back because I missed him. I love Seth. I'm a Seth fan. I like Seth.
I can tell you're a Shield fan too, Dave.
I love the Shield. Oh God, I love the Shield.
Yeah.
I loved the Shield. It was, dude. I'll never forget when Seth hit him with that chair. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I was excited. I was happy.
I wasn't. I was hurting. I was like, no.
I wanted to see who I didn't think it was going to be Seth. I thought it was going to be Dean, but
we can always say Seth has never. No, I'm sorry. Roman has never beaten Seth. We can say that.
Well, he hit him with a chair. That's like a beating.
No, I mean in a regular match though.
No, I know. Well, he had a regular match. He beat him with a chair. That's a beating.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're saying. I'm just joking, Dave.
I got you.
All right, so that's what we got for Raw. Let's go ahead and move on to.
But real quick before we go to SmackDown, if you guys remember, the match originally was supposed to be Seth Rollins and CM Punk for WrestleMania. That was going to tear the house down. Think about it, because that would have been the match of WrestleMania that 40. But since when Punk got injured, they changed everything around. But I think everybody would have loved
everything around. I think we got a better WrestleMania, to be honest.
Well, I think he did too. And don't get me wrong, but I mean, putting Seth in the middle of Cody and Rock and Roman, he really didn't deserve to. He didn't really need to be there because originally it was supposed to be Seth and Punk, which would have killed it. Absolutely killed it. But it wasn't meant to be, I guess. I don't know.
Well, if you go that route, then we don't get that awesome tag team match night one between The Rock, Roman versus Seth.
Exactly.
Cody, with the stipulations and stuff like that, and then you don't get you don't get the Seth and Drew match with the cash in. You probably don't get the cash. Maybe you still get the cash in because Priest did say he wanted to cash in on Seth. He said he was hoping Seth could win, and he said out of respect he wanted to cash in on Seth. So there was that.
Right.
And what else?
I mean, Punk getting injured just really screwed everything up of card wise,
or made things better. But yeah, I agree.
Either way you look at it,
it definitely jumbled. Like it definitely switched plans.
Sure. Yep.
So, all right. SmackDown. All right.
The B Show.
Well.
No, Adam. You're wrong on that. Raw's the B show, and SmackDown's the one show, I think.
Well, and so they had extra security because of the Wyatt Six. I thought that was interesting. I like that touch to it. They had all that different security, like everywhere. They had indie wrestlers or future WWE superstars. Because I think that's pretty cool. When they do that, when they have those extras or security guys or whatever, And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the road, it shows picture like such and such superstar was security back in the day, and you look back like, oh my god, it was like, how do you miss that? It's amazing. I love how they incorporate young talent into their shows by having them as security or as fake police officers or.
Well, if you remember, John Cena had I think it was John Cena. It was Triple H had Charlotte Flair was one of the girls in that in his entrances. I think it was
for WrestleMania. Yeah, well then you had Matt and Jeff Hardy at the One King of the Ring opening the curtain as like court jesters or something like that. So I mean, it's stuff like that. Like I think it's pretty cool. You don't see it because you don't know who the hell they are yet. But then many years down the road, you see that like, oh my god, that's where they are. So it's pretty like so watch your security guards. Anytime there's extras out there, or like a lawyer, because I wasn't LA Knight a lawyer at one time for one of the shows for somebody.
I think he was.
So yeah, like you just never know. You just never know. I think that's really cool how they do that. Where it really gets the younger talent that may one day be a superstar, kind of like gets their feet wet. I mean, it gets them out in front of a crowd, and I think that's pretty neat. All right, so SmackDown qualifying match. Solo puts it out there that he orders the Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, that there's no point should Randy Orton or KO win their qualifying matches. They better not win. And neither of those guys won. So, job well done, you think, by the bloodline there?
God, Adam.
I just think that sets up Orton Owens first bloodline match at Money in the Bank.
Versus
they really interfere.
I agree. I think that does set up a tag match between Orton, RKO, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. Randy Orton and KO versus the Tongans. I do agree that we're going to end up seeing that Money in the Bank or even just a regular show. But yeah, so it was this was a bloodline heavy Friday night because we started off with CM Punk in Chicago, kind of making fun of Drew McIntyre, and the crowd's loving him, and Paul Heyman coming down, which was awesome.
A reunion was Friday night.
Yes, and then begging CM Punk to leave, to get his ass out of the ring because Solo wants him out of the ring because this is Solo's town, not CM Punk's town, and then Solo came down with the Tongans, and Punk pretty much said screw you to the bloodline. So
I see a fake bloodline, pretty much is what he was saying.
Yeah, he sees a cosplay. I think he said maybe a cosplay.
Yeah, he called
whatever
him,
it was.
And he called Solo like what he is. He's not a real leader.
Yeah, and so I thought that was pretty interesting. That
classic Punk
finds himself in trouble with the bloodline, perhaps, and so he gets some help from Cody Rhodes with a baseball bat. So there's no physicality there, but that sets up the Cody Rhodes versus Solo later on in the night. So you get that match. So like I said, bloodline heavy. And so
the bloodline's weak.
I don't know about that, man.
Miss Roman.
I don't see the bloodline weak as all. I think they're even stronger because they're loose. They're loose cannons. These guys.
It's all about Solo. Solo is weak. He's not a real leader.
I can't wait. I can't wait till Roman comes back.
Why do you think Solo's not a real leader?
He doesn't have it like Roman has it. I don't see Solo as that. Like I liked him until this week, but then you see him like get out of the ring. I guess I don't think Solo's a real leader.
All right, Dave, thoughts?
I have to agree with Adam on this one. I don't see Solo as a real leader either. Because he was never a leader when he was with the bloodline with Roman. So why would he be a leader now?
Well, he was announced as the next head of the table. Roman says when he's done as being the tribal chief. Oh my God, Adam! There's a cat's ass next to you. Oh my God, that cat's attacking you. Watch out, Adam! There's a cat.
Where did I go?
But like he. Oh, I got a cat here too. I better be careful. Solo was, Roman said Solo's the next tribal chief. I mean, so he.
I'm not saying Solo's doing it. Go ahead.
No, that was it. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was gonna say I'm not saying Solo is a bad leader. I just don't think he's the leader that Roman what Roman was. But to me, I'm not even worried about that. My thing was, I love the reunion that I saw on Friday night that I haven't seen in a long time. To see Paul Heyman and CM Punk together, that to me was phenomenal.
I thought it was interesting that Paul had to ask CM Punk if he can get in the ring. I thought it just would have been implied. Like, why would CM Punk attack Paul Heyman? You know what I mean?
They've been together forever, and they were. I mean, he was his manager when he was champ for what 300 and some days, whatever it was.
And and Paul's like, "May I?" And Punk's like, "Well, yeah,
Of course.
Like what's?" And so it was. And Paul,
Because I can see Paul Heyman going back to Punk. I think that would be awesome. I would love that.
I don't foresee that at all in the future.
I mean, but you tell me you wouldn't love to see it though.
I don't need to see it. We've seen it already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see it unless it's like a one-off where you have Punk and a couple other guys against a new bloodline, and Heyman's on their side. I'm fine with that. But I don't need to see another run with Punk and Heyman, just because like I think you lose Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's so good at what he does. When he's with CM Punk, he doesn't really have to do that.
Yeah. Punk's
what I mean?
Paul Heyman's scared to death though. He's petrified of this bloodline.
Yeah, and I think he's doing a great job at portraying that. How shaking he heard in his voice.
He's
so
freaking out.
I mean, like it's like, man, Paul, he's doing a great job.
I miss my tribal chief. I miss Roman Reigns. Where is Roman Reigns?
And he's like, I love it every time he's like Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Exactly. Yep.
But anyway, so my thought, Solo, as he's definitely not the leader Roman was, but he's
Not
definitely a
even
leader.
close.
He's a different type of leader. Roman led it more regally, if that makes any sense. More kind of like
Roman had the crowd behind him. Roman was acknowledge me. Everything Roman did was the right thing. It was perfect. Solo doesn't do that.
So Solo's like he's a loose
Roman's
cannon
more
type of
like a
leader.
mob boss, and Solo can't lead the gang.
And that's it. Like he's just leading a gang of a bunch of loose cannons, but he's leading them. Like he's bringing these guys in to replace all the other spots that have been vacated by all the other Samoans. He said to Paul, he said Roman's not coming back.
Do you believe
What do you guys
that?
think about that?
Roman will be back.
Hey, Paul
Roman's deaf.
Paul wants to know, where'd you hear that? Paul's terrified.
Roman will be back. It's only a matter of time.
Needs Roman.
So this tells me that we see Roman sooner than later now.
Yes, absolutely.
With him saying Roman's not coming back. No, I'm not saying next Friday, but maybe Money in the Bank. Solo has a match maybe at Money in the Bank or something like that.
I think you see Roman at SummerSlam. That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like we could see Roman and Solo at SummerSlam. I don't know. That feels like a WrestleMania thing. Old bloodline, new bloodline, or you know what I mean? A faction led by Roman Reigns, like a ragtag bunch of people put together versus the new bloodline. I don't know. I mean, because if you ask, go ahead.
No, Roman's he's gonna have his guys. I mean, he'll bring back. He might bring back Jimmy and Jay. They could be a part of his crew. He might even bring back Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's that'd be what? There's 4 members right now, right? 4
right
in the new bloodline. So you would need 4 members to go up against them.
Right. So you would have Paul Heyman as your wise man, Roman, Jimmy and Jay, and you have Sami Zayn. Or I would think Sami Zayn is anybody.
I mean, but the only problem with that is now you have Sammy and Jay on Raw. Yeah,
they can always jump ship.
Yeah, but they don't do that often. You don't do it a whole lot. What's that, Adam?
You call his match to bring them to SmackDown. Roman can make the call, or Heyman can make the call.
Or you see for some reason the new bloodline going to Raw for some reason and interrupting that show. And then you would see, the crossovers happening more with the bloodline storyline. Eileen said there's rumors Roman is back week before SummerSlam. So
I could see it.
We'll see.
Well, he was doing. I believe he was doing a movie.
Yeah,
I think the movie ended. I think they got done early, So it's possible. I need Roman Reigns back, guys. I do. I can't take it anymore. I am so sick of this
You.
bloodline that I'm seeing now. I just can't take it anymore. I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not.
Well, so for those of you that don't know, at the end of the main event, you had Cody versus Solo. One of the great things I thought the announce crew did, they said we got confirmation from our Fox affiliate. I don't know how they really said it. That we can run over time if need be, and so that makes you think like, oh, this is going to be a great match. It was quick, it just pretty much got started before he was attacked by the Tongans,
Right.
and then you had KO and Randy come out. They took care of the Tongans, and Cody had Solo backed into the corner. All three of them did. All three of them had Solo backed in the corner. He's pleading. I'm like, my first thought was like something's fishy here because Solo's begging and pleading. He's supposed to be this big tough guy, big crazy Samoan, and he's begging and pleading. Then he gets that big grin on his face, and that's when Randy gets the first super kick. KO gets the second super kick.
Yep.
Cody was able to block it, kind of fights back a little bit, but it was the introduction of Jacob Fatu, who we've been hearing about for a while. Now, we've been hearing about Fatu before we seen any Tongans, but he wasn't showing up. So we didn't know if he was coming or if he wasn't coming. But we got the Tongans first. Now we have Jacob Fatu, and so far he looked probably the most impressive out of at least the guys that were introduced into the bloodlines, the new bloodline so far, between the Tongans and himself. I feel like Jacob Fatu looked the most impressive, and that's the guy that could be the X factor, in my opinion.
Could be
the Samoan werewolf. I like that.
You love that name, don't you?
I really like that. I hope he goes by that, but I don't know if he will. I don't know if that.
Oh, he had a werewolf on his T-shirt, so that kind of makes sense.
So there we go. That would be nice. So what were you guys thought about the introduction of Jacob Fatu? We got another Samoan. We got Samoans.
Another Samoan. Just keep bringing him in.
Samoan.
Go ahead, Adam.
I mean, Samoans are there. It's just
They're everywhere. They're running wrestling now.
They are. They really are.
We need a Samoan referee now.
Yeah, you don't see a Samoan do it. Well, maybe there is. I don't know.
Oh no.
We have to keep our eye on that. See if there's any Samoan referees.
I'll tell you one thing. Cody took that 5-star splash on that table pretty good. I gotta give him credit for that.
He took it really good. I mean,
yes, he did.
That was a hell of a spot.
Fatu got some air. He got some airtime on that one. I'll give him that.
And that's one of the things I think Jacob Fatu is known for is his aerial assault, and
yep,
it was on display there. It was definitely on display. His quickness, his aerial acrobatics. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to see what this guy can do.
Totally. I mean, I'm not saying he's dangerous. That's for sure. He just adds another player to the bloodline.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nothing against Fatu. He's good. He's very good. He's quick. You're not going to hurt him, that's for sure. I mean, he's a big dude. So I mean, but that just makes it harder on Randy and and KO and and Cody. It's going to be tougher for them because Fatu is no joke.
No,
so
absolutely.
Fatu could take out. He could take out. What's his name? The leader of the bloodline.
Solo.
Absolutely. I think he could.
Yeah, I could see Fatu leading that group. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's going to be Solo, and that's it. But so back to the leader part of it. Do you think The Rock is pulling the strings on this? Do you think The Rock is the man?
You mentioned that in the group chat. I didn't even think of that till you said it.
Right. So like the Wizard of Oz. Do you think he's the wizard behind the scary guy?
Could be.
He's pulling the strings behind the curtain. Adam, what do you think? The Rock pulling the strings behind the curtain?
He might be, but he'll do better when Rowan comes back.
Because I don't think Rock was too happy that they lost that match at WrestleMania.
No.
And so I mean, they very well could be Rock, in certain new leadership and in certain new members, because everybody failed. Jimmy failed, Solo failed. Roman failed, so now he's
Yeah.
got new players in the game there.
This could be a Rock thing. It's a possibility. But
No,
then again, I mean, it all falls on Roman. If you think about it, it all falls on Roman. Does Roman know what's going on? Does Roman know all this stuff is going on behind the scenes? Because we don't know. We don't know if he does or not. Has he talked to Paul Heyman? Has he talked to Solo? What do we know?
He has.
Apparently, he already talked to Solo.
Well, that's what Solo's saying, but are we for sure on that? No.
Are you saying Solo's not truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's no way he didn't talk to Paul Heyman.
I think Paul Heyman knows more than we do.
Well, Paul Heyman says he hasn't talked to Roman. He said Roman wants.
That's what he said.
He hasn't answered his calls, and that's what his expression says too. It's not just
Right. Well, it's perfect.
You know, he was beside himself when Solo said Roman told him he's not coming back. So
See, I could see Roman coming in and saying, "Yo, Solo, who made you boss?"
I mean, and Roman may very well come back and say, "Well, yeah, I said all that stuff, but I changed my mind. I am coming back," and that pisses Solo off. Solo likes being the leader.
I could see Roman coming in there and say, "I never made you tribal chief. I never told you this. I never told you that."
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said match Roman versus Solo.
There you go.
And that's what I think. I think this all culminates at WrestleMania with a Roman versus Solo, leader versus leader kind of thing. But we're going to see a 4-on-4 or however many Samoans it takes to have a big tag match. And whether that's Survivor Series or whatever. Your Survivor Series makes the most sense, but that's so far off. Looking at it right now, it's hard to believe that they can stretch that out that long.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Paul Heyman's face when Solo told him Roman wasn't coming back? He had that look like, "Are you kidding me?"
Paul Heyman's a great actor.
He's the best.
All right. So a couple other matches on here. You had Andrade defeat KO and Waller.
Yeah.
Back from Down Under. So Andrade, he advances into the Money in the Bank match. Carmelo Hayes defeated Randy and
stole that match. He stole that.
And Tama Tonga. He absolutely did steal. You're right. But so Carmelo, he's moving on also to the Money in the Bank match. So that's going to be interesting there. And like we mentioned earlier, Chelsea Green defeating Bianca Belair and Minchin, former disciple of AJ Styles.
Big man, you are forgetting one big thing on this show.
I don't think I am.
Yes, you are.
I am not. What is it?
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
I did forget that. You're right. LA Knight comes out, and I guess next week is supposed to be Logan Paul's supposed to be on the show. So for a qualifying match, you're right. Yeah, Logan Paul's in a qualifying match next Thursday night or Friday night. Thursday's my Jesus Christ. Thursday night, Friday night. Next Friday night, Logan Paul is in a qualifying match, so we will finally get that face off between LA Knight and Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul cheap shot LA Knight on Friday Night SmackDown. LA Knight turns around, there's Logan Paul knocking him out.
Well, he deserved it. He's talking all that trash. He wasn't in Logan Paul's pool and stuff like that.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking past you. Yeah.
He's very good on the mic. Yeah,
I love him. Love him. When he's in the pool was the best. Come on, guys. You got to love the pool. That was great. Don't forget the belt, Chet. Yeah.
Do you think he wins next Friday to qualify for Money in the Bank?
Logan Paul?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think they keep him out of it.
As awesome as it would be to see him in the Money in the Bank ladder match, I think he has a date with LA Knight at Money in the Bank.
Absolutely.
So, and if they have to have a ladder match to do it, then so be it.
I need a new champion. Money in the Bank, and it better be my man, the US. If he loses, I'm going to be mad. I'm telling you right now.
That's all he does now is lose.
Do you think he gets a title shot at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam?
I think Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a multiple match type of.
If it's Money in the Bank, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would love it to be SummerSlam.
But so here's my thought on it. It's like I could see him having this first match with Logan Paul at Money in the Bank, losing it because he had some sort of prime bottle popping out of something and attacking him, and able to get a rematch with no prime bottles at ringside. no shenanigans at SummerSlam. So I don't think this is a one-off match. I think it's going to be a multiple match,
Could be.
and that's what I think anyway.
I'm just happy he's actually getting a title shot. That's what I'm happy about because my man deserves it.
I agree, but he deserves that championship, world championship.
I mean, I'm not saying heavyweight championship, U.S. title. I'm okay with that.
Let's see, have to
And he
start
got to
somewhere,
prove
right?
himself. Then he wins Money in the Bank next year.
Okay.
Is LA Knight? Is he in any of the qualifying matches, or is it just?
I
Logan Paul?
do not think he is. No.
Yeah, next week, him, Logan Paul, and that other guy. I'm not sure who that other guy is, but that other guy's gonna win.
Wait,
Also-
wait. Your LA Knight is in a qualifying match?
Yeah,
Oh,
next week.
Is
Him,
he the
Logan
one with,
Paul,
with
and
Logan
something.
Paul? Okay, I didn't realize he was in that.
I didn't realize he. Okay.
Now we don't pay attention to this stuff. We shouldn't even be.
I
doing it.
wasn't sure. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember them saying that he was in a qualifying match.
I just remember seeing Logan Paul, and I didn't remember seeing LA Knight.
Yeah, I didn't remember LA Knight. Yeah, I must have missed that. Where was I on that one?
You were
Okay,
probably looking at your Shield dolls.
I could be.
Who do I
Anything's
like more?
possible. Oh man, I miss my Shield. I do.
Yeah, I love the show. That's how I fell in love with Roman Reigns from the show days.
Yep.
Real
Okay. So let's put it this way: do we like Roman Reigns in the Shield days, the Big Dog days, or the Tribal Chief days?
I like him as Tribal Chief.
I loved him as Big Dog. I was a fan. I gotta be honest.
Big Dog, really? That's
Loved
probably
it.
the worst. That's probably
Loved
the
it.
worst of the Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but I loved it because he took out Taker at Mania.
Yeah, Taker already lost. It didn't mean nothing.
Well, I get it, but he still took him out. I was okay with it. My Yard. Loved it.
Roman Reigns is a great wrestler, and right, I just love him from day one, and SmackDown misses him.
Yes, they do. I agree.
So
Totally.
the qualifying match is Santos Escobar, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. That's right. Santos did come down and confront.
Oh, it
LA
is.
Knight.
Okay,
That's
so
right. I remember that
okay,
now.
triple
Good
threat
job,
then.
Adam. Adam's on it, man. What the
See,
hell?
Adam's on it.
Again,
I face
Adam's
it
on
small
fire.
things.
He does. You focus on the small things.
No, which is good. Nothing wrong with that. I just didn't. I must have missed that somewhere along the line. I didn't remember them saying that.
Well, and that would explain why Santos Escobar came down and confronted LA Knight.
Ah, right. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I think LA Knight was talking about.
LA Knight took him out. He took him out, and then Logan Paul cheap shot him behind. Typical Logan Paul fashion.
All right. So, anything else from SmackDown, guys? I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
No, SmackDown was good. I enjoyed the show. It was very good. Well, Drew taking out Punk. We really didn't. That kind of. I didn't see that coming.
No, and that was the thing. Like, we thought Drew was quit. And that's where I was going with the whole CM Punk thing and Paul Heyman and stuff. I forgot, and we got sidetracked talking about the Bloodline. But yeah. So good job, Dave, bringing that back up. Got sidetracked. So you had the Bloodline come down solo, and you had Cody help Punk. Bloodline retreats, and so now Punk, is leaving, and they're interviewing. Who are they interviewing? It doesn't matter who they're interviewing.
DIY.
DIY. You're right. Yeah, it was DIY. Good job, Adam. He's not.
Adam's over.
It's like this, and you hear the bang against the garage door, and like, what the hell was that? And so, like, was it the Wyatt Six? What's going on? Weird things. You have security there looking at it. They open a door. It could be a burglar, guys. Who knows? They open the door. It could be a terrorist. They open the door, and there's Drew McIntyre standing over a bloody, beaten CM Punk. The man tosses him on his shoulders like he's a rag doll, carries his ass all the way through, not hitting him off the wall at all, which I mind you that's a hell of a feat because it got pretty tight in a couple spots.
It was a long walk from where he was to the top of the ramp.
I'm like, if I'm Drew McIntyre, I kind of bump his head against the wall a couple of times to kind of let
Sure.
him know.
Yeah.
But he walked him out there. He dumped his ass at the top of the ramp. People came out and they checking on Punk. Blood out of the mouth, blood on the head, and
I thought it was a little much for Punk to be like that. Was a lot of blood there. For that.
I guess that tells you the kind of beating he took. But yeah, I agree. I thought it was a lot.
His face was all messed up. He had blood coming down his face, and if you looked at it, it was still on Drew's arms too. So
it was on Drew's knuckles, showing that he
right.
was busting him in the face with his fist. So,
mm-hmm.
so I thought that attention to detail I thought was really good. Because he put up both of his fists, you can see it on his knuckles going across, and I thought that was a great job.
Yeah, I mean the segment. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a bad setup and everything, but I just didn't. I didn't see it like that. I didn't see it coming like that direction with the garage door going up and Punk's laying there. It's like, come on now,
And like I said, I thought Drew was going to be off. I didn't think Drew quit. Obviously not.
Well,
I thought he was going to be off TV for a while. I even put a little video out there on the old X and I think on TikTok about how I thought maybe Drew stays off TV. Maybe he goes to TNA.
Right.
Because we've had some crossover stuff. Maybe he goes to TNA and he tries to look for sympathy there. They screwed me at WWE, screw them and stuff. Yeah. I thought maybe that's something they could do, but they brought it back pretty quick. And you know what? It's an eye for an eye, basically. Punk screwed him in his home country, Scotland.
True.
And so he went to Punk's hometown, his city, CM Punk's city, CM Punk's town,
Chicago.
Beat the holy hell out of him. So
home of the Bulls, baby.
I mean, it's I'm a CM Punk and Drew McIntyre fan, so I think it's fantastic. I think both these guys are cooking.
I mean,
right
it is a good setup. It's going to be a great match when Punk finally gets cleared. I don't think he's still cleared yet. To be honest with
you. It doesn't seem like it because you haven't seen him in any physicality. Like, I thought maybe we'd see something with him in the bloodline, but they were able to bypass that with Cody Rhodes. You don't see him getting physically beat up by Drew until Drew dumps him on the floor, and that's just taking a bump on probably his good arm.
Punk to me, Punk is the best on the mic. He's so good. He doesn't. He's just good. I love listening to what he says. He always makes his point across. That's what I like about it. So.
Yeah, I agree. He's the best in the world for a reason, right, Adam?
Yeah, he's the one that made the mic drop famous. They gave him like 10 minutes and went off.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the one that made the pipe bomb and all that stuff. He's the one that really popularized it. Now everybody's using that term. When they talk wrestling, here comes a pipe bomb. Stuff like that. They use it all the time now when somebody's going, off script or however they want to say it.
Right. Other than that, to me, SmackDown, B+, A-, right there.
Good show, yeah, good show. Adam, thoughts?
Absolutely.
But I think Bianca and Jay get their rematch because for Bianca not to be in Money in the Bank, I think they get their rematch at Money in the Bank.
Possibility.
What if Jade gets in? She didn't have her qualifying match yet, right?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So what if she gets in and Bianca doesn't? Is Bianca like, hey, what about me now? And this is where we start seeing the cracks develop.
I don't think so. I think if Jay gets in, I think Bianca will be behind her, supporting her the whole time.
And so speaking of cracks, we're seeing cracks develop between douchebag Waller and Austin Theory. We're seeing issues there.
Yeah, we are.
Your favorite tag team, Ken?
Oh yeah, the Down Under Clowns. So it's a couple interesting things in the mid card there cooking.
Did you guys see what real quick with Austin Theory and Waller? They were in the ring and they showed the clip where he brought him in, he threw him against him and Theory's like, gee, thanks. Like it was just kind of funny. Like Theory's face was like, okay. I thought it was kind of funny. He's like, you threw yourself in there. He's like, gee, thanks. He's like, yeah. The clip was hysterical. Like Austin, like Waller was like, Grayson was like, I didn't mean to do it. I just did it.
Self-preservation. That's all that is.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
As much as he's a douchebag, he is a smart man.
Yeah, I'll give him that. But they are still tag team champions, though.
Yep, for now. Not for long.
Who is their Adam? I know you know this.
DMY.
DMY. Thank you. See, I have to ask. You knew right away.
Yeah, I think that's it seems like to be the next challengers.
Do you think DIY can they take the titles from them?
DIY is the number one contender, and I think they do win it this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too. Because that's why they moved to SmackDown, and I think that's why they drafted them to SmackDown because it took them off Raw.
So Johnny Wrestling's gonna get a title?
Yep, it's gonna be a tag team title, and
Adam, Johnny Wrestling's getting a tag team title. Is that what you're telling me?
They deserve it.
Okay. You know I love Johnny Wrestling, guys. I'm a fan. So anytime Johnny Wrestling gets the title, I'm good with it.
who's better, Johnny Wrestling or Big Dog Roman Reigns?
Oh, Roman.
Big Dog Roman Reigns, not Roman.
Oh,
Big
sorry.
Dog Roman
Big
Reigns.
Dog Roman. Of course. But I have a Johnny. I love Johnny Wrestling in NXT. That's how I'm a fan of Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling's awesome. You
Do
kidding
you
me?
watch NXT at all still, or not?
I do. I watch it once in a while.
All right. Just curious.
No,
I like,
I don't know. I don't know because I don't watch NXT, so I guess when they're on the big stage.
I got you. I like Trick Williams. I'm a fan.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't watch NXT, but I follow.
I mean, I watch it. Yeah. I mean, I like to see. To me, I like to see the NXT wrestlers who come up to the big stage. To me, that's just a big jump to them. And I know it's killing Sean because Sean loves that. Sean's like, I'm losing my wrestlers because they're all going up to the big stage.
I mean, that's his job, and that's kudos to him. So
That's what I'm saying. He's doing a great job, and yeah, he's just losing wrestlers, great ones like Valkyria. Yeah, she going up to the big stage, and she's doing a great job. I'm so happy for her. I really am.
All right. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and read sponsor here. We got Big Al, Jason Fine, J Fine Law, attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, and, of course, personal injury claims. He has 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the offices are located in 3 Greensward Lane. The phone number there is 856-209-5258. And in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the offices are located in 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the offices are located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. I wonder if all those guys from Monday Night Raw that were decimated by the Wyatt Six at the end of the show, if they put a call out to Jason Fine for a little bit of help with some personal injury claims or workman's comp because it was on the job. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting. See,
I wonder if Punk actually called Jason Fine.
Punk might have add to as well. Yeah, see, Punk, personal injury claims, his workman's comp. He was hit by a truck, basically a big Scottish truck. So that could be motor vehicle accident there too, if you want to really throw that in there.
Punk got to call Big Al.
1-800-HURT-123.
Attorney Big Al.
Hurry, no fee.
Yep.
33 and the 3% free for Punk if he called Big Al.
If Big Al takes the case, yep.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So, Dave, where can the fine folks of Podcast Land can find you this week?
I believe you can find me. I want to say Tuesday night at 7 for extra innings. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to take a couple weeks off, but I'll be back. I think I want to say 2 weeks. I'm going to say. You can also find me Wednesday nights at 9:30. Them 215 boys. I don't know if we're going this week or not. I didn't get that information, but you can definitely find me next Saturday night, 10:30 or 10 o'clock. Sorry, the Atomic Drop podcast. I will definitely be there if we're doing the show, and that's where I'll be.
Adam, do not be pushing the cat, Adam. He has every right to be there, Adam.
You want to see Cat's ass?
I don't.
Did I
Want,
see-
I see plenty of cats.
I see cat's ass.
I don't want her to show you her ass again.
Thank you, Adam. So Wednesday I will be live 10 a.m. with Bat Cave talking New York Mets baseball, and sometime this week I'll get the Raiders stuff out there. I'm just not sure what day. I got a lot of crap going on during the week with my daughter. Soccer training is now in order. We got softball, and
I know that story too well.
It's busy. It's pretty busy right now. So I will get the Raiders and Kings stuff out there. It might be together, it might be separate. I got to figure it out. So
Who is
All
the
right.
starting quarterback for the Raiders these days?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are stinking.
Is it still Aiden O'Connell? Okay.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell's number one right now. So that's
Okay.
When
We'll
they sign
see
Tom
when-
Brady.
we'll see when preseason. Tom Brady's not doing anything. Tom Brady's
Tom Brady's going to announce the first game of the season, isn't he?
I have no idea. I'm not worried about what Tom Brady's doing.
I could care less what Tom Brady's doing.
But do you see Bill Belichick, 76 years old, has a 24-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah, I wonder how that happened, Adam.
Yeah, Adam. How'd that
She
happen?
saw a bank account. It wasn't for his football smarts. It wasn't for anything. There's the cat's ass again, Adam. What's the cat's name?
Mama.
Mommy. Like, is that Rhea Ripley
no,
there?
Mama.
Oh, Mama.
Mama.
Okay.
Yeah, Mama. It was Mama June, but my mom didn't like the character Mama June, so we took off June.
Ah, Mama June. What was that? Honey Boo Boo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it.
I know who they are because it's pop culture stuff, but I've never watched it. I could Mama June I could pick out of a lineup. I've seen her face a bunch of times, and she has a very distinct face. I'm not going to get into it,
Right.
but Honey Boo Boo, I couldn't tell you what the hell that looks like. So, but Mama June I could definitely pick out of a lineup. I never seen the show, but I've seen plenty of pictures and articles. Scrolling through the interwebs to know what's happening there. So, Mama June the cat showing her ass.
I'm out of this. You guys can talk about the cat all you want. I got nothing to
Mama June the cat showing her ass all over Atomic Drop podcast, making this an X-rated show now.
Your
What the
ass,
hell is
mate.
that?
She had to get on camera.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. That's all we have for today. Thank you, everybody, for checking this show out. Cat's ass and all. It's a great show, guys. We did a great job. Wyatt 6. I can't wait to see what happens with that Monday. Do they return
I'm excited
Monday?
to see who the sixth member is. I'm excited to see
Do
that.
you think they return Monday?
I would say they would.
Do you think they return live, or do you think they return with like a vignette kind of thing, like a recording?
No, I think it'll be live. I mean, because
Do they
now you
talk?
got I think you got people interested now. So yeah, definitely.
that maybe they come out and explain it a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, that being the end of the show, they might start with that segment of the front of the show for to start Monday Night Raw.
And that's a possibility, absolutely possibility. And
I think so.
I'm excited. I really like Eric Rowan. I feel like out of those guys, of course, Taylor Rotunda, Bo Dallas, whatever you want to call him, Uncle Howdy, losing his brother, obviously the visionary of this stuff is kind of big. But the other guy, Eric Rowan, losing Luke Harper.
Yeah, that was.
And then losing his other brother, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, so I'm really glad to see him out there to kind of close this story out. Then you know what I mean?
I agree with you. I'm happy for Nikki Cross. I mean, they really didn't have nothing for her after. There's nothing for her to do. Now she's in this. I think she could be a big part of this thing. Really, she really good.
I'm really excited to see what they do with this. All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's all we have. Everybody, thank you for checking the show out. And Dave, you know what to do, brother. Take us home.
I want to thank everybody for checking out the show tonight. And you know what day it is, you know what time it is. It's the Atomic Drop Podcast. Best of the band, baby. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Good night.